Hey, I was just traveling along down the highway and headed to my next destination when I ran across something very interesting. Now, this is an informational sign here. What's really amazing is in one of my earlier videos, I talked to some people who had rented ATVs in the area in which I was in previously over at the hot springs, and they had rented their ATV and they were from Michigan. Look at all of the trails available for those vehicles in the state of Utah. There's all kinds of information here. The state of Utah would like for you to know. You can pause if you like. I'm not going to explain it all. And there's another informational sign here. Notice up there in the upper left-hand corner, Butch Cassidy's childhood home. I have intentions of exploring this location a little bit with you, but I thought I would show you some of this informational stuff as well as I go along. It was an informational sign along the highway that clued me into this location as I was traveling through. There we go. Proof that I have arrived at the boyhood home of Butch Cassidy. So let's go explore a little bit more. There is a parking lot here, quite expansive, not too many people here at the time, as you can see. And if you do decide to take a stop, there's a place there where you can relieve yourself if you have bowel problems of any kind whatsoever. This is a mountain valley type area. I'll give you sort of a 360 view here. And there are people here currently visiting here, probably belong to that red car in the distance. But I thought I would stop and show you the informational signs here. If you want to stop and pause and read that information, add your comments below as to what you know about Butch Cassidy. Of course, he is famous from the movie made by Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid. I'm going to give you a chance to read this for yourself. Pause if you need to. But this is the reputation he had back in his day, according to newspapers here in Utah. This is back during the days before the FBI was established, the Pinkerton's detective agency was chasing down criminals back in that day and time. And then there's another informational sign over here. I'll cover that too. Probably can't read a whole lot of it. Talks about the population of the United States at the time. And also, I believe, about him being recorded on the national census at the time. There are some examples of some equipment out here, possibly dating from his period of time. Interesting to look at. It appears to me something like a rock pick, picking rocks out of land that you would want to farm. Over here is a plow. Unknown if this would be pulled by mules, draft horses. You tell me in the comments below if you have a better idea. And it appears this is a piece of equipment which appears to be animal drawn, judging by the length of the tongue there. It would have been used for cutting hay primarily. This appears to be an axle from a wagon. And we have a wagon here, not a very long tongue on it, but it appears to be a manure spreader. Help fertilize fields, possibly used to grow hay or corn, other crops that need more nutrition. Now certainly this does not date back to his period of time. It is a 2-cylinder, more than likely gasoline powered engine, and once again there's a single row plow followed by a human guiding it, most likely in a small garden type situation. Just my speculation. If you know better, let me know. So over here we have a wooden building. We'll check it out. Take a peek inside, see what it might have been used for. Appears to have some original wood in here. Its purpose, I'm not clear as to what it might have actually been used for. That appears to be the door. I think these planks may have been put up in order to keep visitors like me and you from intruding in the area. So I'm kind of peeking my camera around the corners, trying to determine what kind of use this building might have had. It's very small. Once again, another door. No explanation of anything about this building that I've determined so far. If you've got some ideas, well, put it down below. There's a sign here indicating that the area is under surveillance. Just keep that in mind. There's some picnic tables out here, lots of shade on the rather hot day. And this picnic ground is dedicated in the memory of Fred Hay. Now as we go back over to this little house, I presume it's the house that Butch Cassidy was raised in. I have questions about the authenticity of this window. Doesn't appear to be plastic in construction. But it causes me to wonder if maybe it is a modern improvement. Certainly has been painted. Can we look inside? The door seems to be ajar. And we have plexiglass in here, keeping us from going entirely inside. Look at that old wash tub. Cast iron wood burning stove, it appears to be. A dining room table. And this appears to be a single large open space. I'm going to close the door there so we can have a better view. You have a rope. Looks like it's made of cotton material. Not a lariat, made from rawhide. An old dresser. A bed frame. Steamer trunk. I wish I had someone here who could give us a little bit better explanation. I do notice that this smokestack off the stove appears to be truncated, as if it does not actually go through the roof. Sorry about the reflections there. Makes me rather question about the authenticity of this building itself. The chinking in between the wood here appears to be some sort of mortar. Would that have been available back then? Would it have been used? I'll close that back. Keep things from being exposed to the elements. So many questions. Would there have been more sleeping quarters upstairs? Should I go back in and check that out? So there seems to be 3 doors in this structure, which is handy, I suppose, for getting out in case of fire or trouble, one thing and another. There does appear to be a brick chimney up on the roof there. We saw no evidence of any brick going down into the structure itself. These windows are kind of dirty. I'll take a peek inside here. See what we can see. Not too great, huh? Tell you what, let's go take another look inside. Alright, there is some wood planking in the ceiling there, which could possibly be a second floor. There would be enough room, especially to have sleeping quarters for children. There's an open space in the rafters. And then there is painted ceiling there. Possibly more room for sleeping quarters, children, adults, whatever. Now let's take a closer look under this cast iron stove, and we will see that there is some concrete down at the foot of the stove. So I guess cement or concrete was available. Once again, I will close this door, secure it from the elements, so that other people in the future can come and enjoy the same views that you and I have just witnessed. The place reputed to be the childhood home of Butch Cassidy. So once again, this is the reputed home place of Butch Cassidy, made famous by a movie, Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid. This was totally out of luck, not a pre-planned stop. I thought that I would spend a little bit of time in covering it so that you could have a little bit of information about this place and explore it for yourselves. I will try to add more information in the description below the video, and we both together can explore a little bit about the information available online.